My dear students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video I am explaining Telangana Intermediate First Semester. Subject Economics. Part B. Short questions, 5 marks. Let's start quick revision. First important question is 1. What are the factors that determine national income? Unit 7. National income is the total value of goods and services produced in a country during a specific period. Several factors determine national income. Here are the main ones. 1. Capital. This includes all the machines, buildings, and tools used in production. For example, a factory with advanced machinery can produce more goods, increasing national income. 2. Labor. The number of workers and their skills affect production. If there are more skilled workers, they can produce more efficiently, which increases national income. 3. Land and natural resources. The availability of resources like water, minerals, and land for agriculture is important. For example, India's rich soil helps in producing crops, boosting national income. 4. Technology. Advanced technology helps increase productivity. If farmers use modern equipment, they can produce more crops, raising the national income. 5. Government policies. The government can boost national income by making good policies, like investing in infrastructure or providing financial help to businesses. For example, India's national income has increased due to better technology in farming, government support for industries, and an increase in skilled workers. In short, national income depends on the combination of resources, technology, labor, and policies that help a country produce more goods and services. Next important question is 2. Define inflation and explain its types. Unit 9. Inflation is the rise in the prices of goods and services over time. When inflation happens, each unit of currency buys fewer goods, meaning the cost of living increases. For example, if a packet of rice costs 40 rupee today and 50 rupees next year, the rise in the price is inflation. There are 3 main types of inflation. 1. Demand pull inflation. This happens when the demand for goods and services increases more than the supply. For example, if many people suddenly want to buy smartphones, but the supply can't keep up, prices will go up. 2. Cost push inflation. This happens when the cost of producing goods and services increases. For example, if the price of oil rises, the cost to produce and transport goods increases, leading to higher prices. 3. Built-in inflation. This is when workers demand higher wages because they expect prices to rise, and businesses then raise prices to cover the higher wages. It's a cycle where wages and prices keep increasing. Inflation affects the economy and the daily life of people. In India, inflation can affect the cost of everyday items like vegetables, fuel, or clothes, making them more expensive. Next important question is 3. Microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics and macroeconomics are 2 important branches of economics, but they focus on different aspects of the economy. 1. Microeconomics. It deals with individual parts of the economy, like households, businesses, and industries. Microeconomics studies how people and companies make decisions about what to buy, produce, and sell. For example, if a shopkeeper decides to raise the price of mangoes during summer, microeconomics will help explain how this price change affects the number of mangoes sold and the shopkeeper's profit. 2. Macroeconomics. It looks at the whole economy of a country or the world. It studies large-scale economic issues like inflation, unemployment, national income, and economic growth. For example, When the Indian government looks at how the overall economy is growing or tries to control inflation, it uses macroeconomic principles to make decisions. In short, microeconomics is equal to small scale, focuses on individual and business decisions. Macroeconomics is equal to large scale, focuses on the whole economy of a country or the world. Example, microeconomics would study how the price of tea affects an Indian family's buying decision. Macroeconomics would look at how the country's economy is growing and how inflation affects the prices of goods in India. Next important question is 4. Price elasticity of demand, importance, Unit 3. Price elasticity of demand, PED, measures how much the quantity demanded of a good or service changes when its price changes. It helps businesses and governments understand how price changes affect demand. Importance of price elasticity of demand. 1. Helps businesses set prices. If a product has high elasticity, demand changes a lot with price changes, businesses must be careful with price increases. For example, if the price of mobile phones increases, many customers might stop buying. But if the product has low elasticity, demand doesn't change much with price, businesses can increase prices without losing many customers. 2. Guides government policy. Governments can use PED to decide on taxes. For example, taxing goods with low elasticity, like medicine, won't reduce demand much, so the government can collect more tax. 3. Predicting revenue. If demand is elastic, reducing prices may increase sales and revenue. On the other hand, if demand is inelastic, raising prices can increase revenue without losing customers. Example: if the price of tea increases by 10 rupees and many people stop buying it, tea has high elasticity. If the price of salt increases by 5 rupees and people still buy the same amount, salt has low elasticity. In summary, PED helps in making better pricing and policy decisions. Next important question is 5. Law of Demand, Unit 3. Law of demand states that, as the price of a good or service increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and as the price decreases, the quantity demanded increases. In simple words, when prices go up, people buy less, and when prices go down, people buy more. Example: if the price of a cup of tea increases from 20 rupee to 30 rupees, fewer people may buy it because it has become more expensive. On the other hand, if the price of vegetables drops from 50 rupee to 30 rupees, more people may buy them because they are now more affordable. This happens because people generally want to get the most value for their money. When prices rise, they look for cheaper alternatives or reduce their consumption of that product. Similarly, when prices fall, people are more willing to buy more of the product. Why it works? Income effect: when prices go up, people feel poorer and buy less. Substitution effect: when prices increase, people might switch to cheaper alternatives. In short, the law of demand shows the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. This is a basic idea that helps businesses, governments, and economists understand how prices affect consumer behavior. Next important question is 6. Functions of money, Unit 9. Functions of money refer to the different roles money plays in the economy. There are mainly 4 key functions of money. 1. Medium of exchange. Money is used to buy and sell goods and services. For example, when you buy a pencil for 10 rupees, money is the medium that allows the exchange of goods. 2. Unit of account. Money helps in measuring and comparing the value of different goods and services. For example, if a shirt costs 500 rupees and a watch costs 3000 rupees, money helps us compare the value of both items. 3. Store of value. Money holds its value over time, allowing people to save and use it later. For example, if you save 100 rupee today, you can use it in the future to buy goods or services without losing its value. 4. Standard of deferred payment. Money is used to pay for goods and services that are bought on credit. For example, if you buy a television on EMI, equated monthly installment, money is used to settle the payment over time. In short, money helps in buying things, measuring their value, saving, and making payments over time. Without money, exchanging goods and services would be much more complicated. Next important question is 7. What is utility? What are its types? Utility refers to the satisfaction or pleasure a person gets from consuming a good or service. In simple words, utility is how much we enjoy or benefit from something we buy or use. Types of utility. 1. Form utility. This is the usefulness added to a product by changing its shape or form. For example, turning raw wheat into flour creates value. The process of making flour from wheat gives it more utility. 2. Place utility. This is the value added by placing a product where it is needed. For example, a grocery store in your neighborhood provides more utility than a shop far away, as it's easier for you to access. 3. Time utility. This is the usefulness of a product when it is available at the right time. For example, selling cold drinks during hot summer months provides more utility because it is needed at that time. 4. Possession utility. This is the value added by making a product easy to own or use. For example, buying a smartphone with easy monthly installment plans gives more utility as it becomes affordable and accessible. In short, utility is how useful or satisfying a product is, and it can be created by changing the form, location, time, or ease of possession of a product. Next important question is 8. Illustrate the reasons for negative sloping demand curve. The demand curve typically slopes downward from left to right, meaning that as the price of a good or service decreases, the quantity demanded increases. This negative slope occurs due to several reasons. 1. Law of diminishing marginal utility. As a person consumes more of a good, the satisfaction or utility they get from each additional unit decreases. For example, if the price of ice cream decreases, people will buy more because they feel they are getting more satisfaction for a lower price. But after eating 1 or 2 ice creams, the extra enjoyment from each one reduces, so they buy more only if the price is low. 2. Income effect. When prices fall, people feel richer because they can buy more with the same amount of money. For example, if the price of vegetables decreases, people can buy more vegetables with their budget, increasing the quantity demanded. 3. Substitution effect. When the price of one product falls, people may switch from more expensive alternatives. For example, if the price of tea decreases, people may buy more tea instead of coffee, which is now more expensive. These factors combined explain why the demand curve slopes downward, showing that lower prices lead to higher demand. Next important question is 9. What are factors that determine the demand? The demand for a product depends on several factors, which influence how much people are willing and able to buy at different prices. Here are the key factors. 1. Price of the good. As the price of a good decreases, people tend to buy more of it and vice versa. For example, if the price of vegetables falls, people will buy more vegetables. 2. Income of consumers. When people have more money, higher income, they can buy more goods. For example, if your monthly salary increases, you may buy more clothes or a better smartphone. 3. Tastes and preferences. If people prefer a certain product, the demand for it increases. For example, if mangoes are in season and everyone loves them, demand will rise. 4. Prices of related goods. Substitute goods. If the price of one good rises, people may switch to a cheaper substitute. For example, if the price of coffee increases, people may switch to tea. Complementary goods. If the price of one good rises, the demand for related goods may fall. For example, if the price of cars increases, the demand for fuel may decrease. 5. Expectations of future prices. If people expect prices to rise in the future, they might buy more now. For example, if people think the price of oil will go up, they may buy more oil today. These factors work together to determine how much of a product people are willing to buy at different prices. Next important question is 10. What is monopoly? What are its characteristics? Monopoly is a market situation where there is only one producer or seller of a product or service and no close substitutes are available. This means the company controls the entire supply of a particular good or service. Characteristics of monopoly. 1. Single seller. In a monopoly, one company is the only seller. For example, in some areas, the state electricity board may be the only provider of electricity, creating a monopoly. 2. No close substitutes. The product or service offered by the monopoly has no close substitutes. For example, if a company has the only patented medicine for a certain disease, no other company can offer the same product. 3. Price maker. The monopoly can control the price of its product because it is the only supplier. For instance, if a company is the only provider of railway tickets in a region, it can decide the price. 4. Barriers to entry. It is difficult for new companies to enter the market. This could be due to high costs or legal restrictions. For example, only large oil companies control the supply of petrol in India. 5. Profit maximization. Monopolies often aim to maximize profits by controlling both the quantity and price of the product. In short, a monopoly reduces competition, giving the single seller more power over pricing and supply. Next important question is 11. What are the determining factors of real wages? Real wages refer to the income of a worker after adjusting for inflation. It shows the purchasing power of wages, or how much a worker can buy with their income. Several factors determine real wages. 1. Nominal wages, the actual amount of money paid to a worker. If a worker earns 20,000 rupee per month, that's the nominal wage. But real wages consider how much that 20,000 rupee can buy. 2. Price level, inflation. If prices of goods and services increase, inflation, real wages decrease, even if nominal wages stay the same. For example, if the price of vegetables increases by 10% and your wages remain 20,000 rupees, your real wages have effectively reduced because you can buy fewer goods. 3. Productivity. The more productive a worker is, the higher their real wages may be. If workers in a factory produce more goods in less time, they may get higher wages, improving their purchasing power. 4. Cost of living. In areas with a higher cost of living, workers need higher wages to maintain the same standard of living. For example, a worker in Mumbai may need higher wages than a worker in a smaller town to buy the same items. 5. Government policies. Policies like minimum wage laws, taxes, or subsidies can affect real wages. If the government increases minimum wages, real wages can rise. In summary, real wages depend on nominal wages, inflation, productivity, and the cost of living. Next important question is 12. What is statistics? Explain its relationship with economics. V.IMP. Statistics is the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data to make decisions or understand patterns. It helps in summarizing large amounts of data to make it easier to understand and use. Relationship with economics. Economics is the study of how people use resources to produce and distribute goods and services. Statistics plays a crucial role in economics because it helps economists understand and analyze data related to economic activities. For example, 1. Demand and supply. Economists use statistics to study the relationship between the price of goods and the quantity demanded or supplied. If they collect data about the price of rice and the quantity bought in different regions, they can use statistics to find patterns and predict future demand. 2. National income. Statistical methods are used to calculate national income, which is an important economic measure. For example, data on income, production, and consumption are used to calculate GDP, gross domestic product. 3. Inflation and unemployment. Statistics help track inflation rates, unemployment, and other economic indicators. By analyzing past data, economists can predict future trends and suggest policies. In short, statistics provides the tools to analyze economic data, helping economists make informed decisions and solve economic problems. I hope you understand easily each question. All the best, students, for your upcoming exam. For other subject quick revision. Important questions. Previous question papers. And syllabus. Links are available in description. Check out once. Thank you for watching. Like and share this video with your friends.